Right, so we've been talking about Venice, but we're moving to Florence now, which is really the city where the main part of the Renaissance began. Wealthy bankers and merchants sponsored artists. So this is where we're starting to get to this rebirth of culture, where we have patrons sponsoring artists, meaning paying them to produce works of art. Patrons. So this is the city of Florence. You can see a number of pretty amazing features here, the dome and the city center right here. The Arno River, which helped connect the city to trade networks. And here we have sort of the idea that money results in power. And this is especially true in Florence, where the wealthy families, who were usually merchants or bankers, ran the government. And one family in particular, the Medicis, became wealthy and also thereby became very powerful. So we have this sort of competition that's going on between the city-states in Italy, trying to think of one city being cooler than another. The city-states are small, just a city in the surrounding countryside, but everyone wants to be the best. So families also within the cities competed with other families. So families within a city competed, and then cities themselves actually competed to be the best. And you compete by having your city-state look better, meaning that you have more works of art. Patrons supported new Renaissance projects in their city-states. For example, here we see Michelangelo's David, and this was sponsored by wealthy patrons. Also, the money allowed these city-states to hire mercenaries to protect the cities. And so you had a number of wars between these city-states that were fought mostly by proxy soldiers or by mercenary soldiers. And also during this time, there's a new emphasis on life. So concentrate on life. There's a renewed interest in classic cultures. Again, when we say classic cultures, we're referring to Greek and Roman cultures from ancient times. And then also a renewed interest in art, literature, and philosophy. And all of this, again, is based on Greek and Roman examples. And this new way of thinking that really pushes this type of transformation or revival is based on both individualism and humanism. So Napoleon saying, "It's great to be alive." This is totally different than most people's perspective during the Middle Ages, where again, they're just trying to stay alive. They think, I'm just going to do my thing, I'm going to go out in the fields, work all day, come home, eat, go to sleep, do the same thing over and over again. Here people start to have free time and money, which enables the arts and progress in science as well. So individualism is that each person should be free to pursue his or her own interests or goals. Again, this is only enabled by a change of attitude and money and free time. And humanism is that people in society are not sinful and life on earth is meaningful. Again, this is completely different than the Middle Ages, where life on earth was pretty terrible, and so most people looked forward to the afterlife or to them dying so they could live in heaven forever, which was actually a lot better place than the earth was at that time, at least in their minds. And also there's a change. These two sort of philosophies or concepts changed the focus from the church to public service. So people thought, let's make the city more beautiful. Let's support artists and writers. Again, let's make our city better. And that people, instead of just focusing on one thing, were instead well-rounded. So you could have somebody like Leonardo da Vinci, who is both an excellent artist and a scientist and inventor. So for example, if you had somebody at La Colina that was well-rounded, we would say that that person can play an instrument, is good at school, writes poetry, maybe good at Halo or something like that, can program a computer, and is also awesome at sports. So the Renaissance really valued people who were well-rounded. Again, Leonardo da Vinci, a true Renaissance man, artist, painter, scientist, and that's it.